Alrighty, let's get this going. Whew. Alright. That's right, chat. I need to get the chat running. Let's see. Okay. Two. All right. Ooh. What do we got? Channels. Close. Yep. Let's open up some stuff. So, if I will go ahead and open up the assets list, what do we have to do here? We've got these are railways, torches, Iron Maidens. Oof, still gotta do those. Good God. Okay. So, Warlock. Walking. Walking, blocking, close-up combat, defense. Okay, so we have walking. Now, we have the staff. Whatchamacallit, the staff attack, which I didn't write down. Ranged fireball. Oh, I guess this is it. This would be ghoul spawn, ranged fireball. Although, you know what I'm thinking? Maybe this this animation here. Maybe that should be the ghoul spawning one. Could work out. Maybe. Whoopsie. Leave that over there. Oh boy. Yeah. So this would be like that animation, man. I like it. The animation, the walking cycle looks really cool. Yeah. Right. So the rest of the animations. You know, at one point I'm feeling like maybe this. I mean, this should be the spawning animation for the fireballs, and this one maybe should be the spawning animation for the, you know, the ghouls, spawning the ghouls out of the thin air. That and reviving them. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Huh. Right. Okay, so yeah, I think we can do that. I think that could work out. Let's see. So if I were to go and say, yeah, walking, ghoul spawn, ranged fireball. Actually, there should be like there should be two fireballs. There should be a single one, and there should be, say, insert row. Actually, insert cells. Whoops. So this would be a single fireball. Okay, so the reason I wanted to get these emboldened is because I thought I was gonna make them share the animation, but maybe not. Perhaps not. Right. So yeah, let's see about making that other thing. Right now it's just kind of silhouettes. I think we can address the actual core animations at a later time. So if I go to the Warlock, I want to make another one. So this is Warlock single F-ball. Get rid of this. Alright, I'm gonna pick that color, new layer. Okay. So I'm actually gonna work with white here. Okay, starting pose. Then we have the end pose. Maybe even do something like this. Okay, maybe even That starting pose looks kind of meh. Actually, let's see. This could probably do something like start. Then we'll have an in-between. Where he's like, eh. And then like this. Leading action. Alright, so gotta have that leading action, man. Should I risk putting on some music? What do you think? Mayhaps? Alright. Okay, so this is where I can go. So we'll do an arriving action, so it's kind of like this. Let's do 10. Okay, so we need an extra frame here. Possibly even like this. And then we need an extra frame here for the move. It's just kind of rough right now. And then we'll need an extra frame in between this. we probably need a frame in between these two. There's a lot of movement going on here. Thankfully, I think this frame can just be like... like a blurred in between frame. Mm-hmm. Then actually that doesn't make sense. Why would it slide backwards? Saw yesterday's animation. They look really good. Thank you. They're I think we're gonna work on the silhouettes for the time being, and maybe program the game using silhouettes. And then I'm gonna come back and, you know, do a clean pass. So as long as my silhouettes are okay, I can work with that. Maybe let me actually turn this guy around even more. Ooh, okay. Not bad. Now, do we have the ability of not making a loop? I don't think we do. Oh, yeah, here we go. I think we do need an extra frame here just to wrap that movement up. It's just an extra frame. Now what I'm thinking, 1, 2, 3, 3. I'm just thinking if it's possible to repeat some of these frames. Without having to draw an in-between. Let's say if he's doing more than one fireball, right? More than one attack. I'd have to do like 1, 2. Although, I mean, do I need to have it between frames? Or is it gonna take too much time for not a whole lot of additional value? Good evening, Django. And good afternoon for me then. Maybe. You know what? I could probably do like 1, 2, and maybe a third one. And those are the animations that are going to be looped. And as long as the animation are looped, he will be shooting those fireballs. Come on. Paint. Draw. Like back and forth. Actually, this might actually work out. This also kind of looks like a close combat swipe animation. He's trying to hit whoever's like right next to him. I think it would be pretty cool. Hmm. What if he shoots the fireball from waving the staff up and down? In the same animation? I mean, I do have this animation here. This animation's supposed to be the spawning animation. A staff down animation, eh? So this is swipe up, and then there's a swipe down. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Just remember, every single one of those frames I put in, I have to color. So, you know, gotta keep that in mind. Super important. And a lot of work. So, yeah. Let's see. So if the next frame would be something like this. Maybe not. He has to put some strength in waving it down. Well, yeah, I just reversed the animation so that it rarely makes it look good, but yeah. Okay, instead of this, whoops. Let's do... Oh, come on. Jesus Christ, come on. I keep picking the weird color here. This is so weird. Okay. Here we go. And, there we go. There's the elbow. He has to come in with both hands for a downswing. Maybe you're right, but let's see. And then I think I can pull it off with a single arm. We do have a double hand thing going on here where he has to smash it into the ground to spawn some super strong attack. Right? That's basically that. We don't want to make him look like too much of an old man now, do we? And then See, after this, we need to get the staff to rotate. Actually, that's too close. Something like this. As a matter of fact, probably even higher. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, I need to make in between frames for this. So, probably something like this. And... let me concentrate on the major motion. And then if we do that... One, two, and... yeah. Yeah. Lots of in-between frames. Lots of pauses. Lots of stuff. There we go. And probably make one more end frame just to slow the motion down a bit. Whoops. Chances are I'm gonna have to like copy the head. The old man look fits him. Maybe someone is going to underestimate the enemy. Yeah, something like that. Two. And if we're down here, we can actually copy this here. And then it's going to, like, I can maybe loop however many swipes the enemy is gonna have. And I can loop the animation here. Let's say if he's doing like 5 swipes or 7 swipes, and that could be randomly generated. I can go ahead and do that here. Alright. So, if I go here, one thing I gotta keep constant is scaling. Wait, what? What is this? Oh, that's the, Ah, man, I need an in-between frame in here as well. Insert frame, because that motion looks way too stiff. So we'll do something like this. That actually goes into his arm and through the body. So we don't need this. The only thing is that, there we go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Swipe there. The staff actually seems kind of short here at this point. His body doesn't change orientation though. You know what? Erase. I might have to make that motion a bit more extreme. Something like this. So there, and then this would be here. So, and this needs an in-between frame as well. Now that this motion is so big. Ooh, Jesus. Excuse me. Okay. Insert frame. So if we go here, and then we have, yeah, we have one of these guys. Come to think of it. Okay, we don't need that backwards motion. Yeah, we don't really need these two frames. Yeah. Hmm. So from here on out, I can then switch to these frames, which have to be kind of blended in together, but yeah, I'd be able to then reuse the animation. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Now I'm thinking, I'm thinking that this frame or this animation could also be used for the close combat deterrent, the close combat hit. You know, if you get too close, he hits the stuff on the ground, and that gets, that spawns like a shockwave. Whew, yeah, Chris. Okay, let me actually sit properly. Sitting in a way too relaxed of a pose to be doing some progress. There we go. Okay, so if I take a look at this, we have single fireball. Yeah, we can reuse it for the close combat defense. I think that would work. Blocking. What can we use for blocking? Death and hurt. I'm sure for death and hurt, I can just use... Well, okay. For the hurt one, I can use a single frame. Maybe so... Whew. Come on, wake up. You can do this. Get some work done. Yeah, blocking and hurts. I think we can just use a single frame. And for death... Ooh, for the death... What if his body evaporates, leaving only the crown and the staff? And the crown falls on the ground. I think that would be cool. I like how bouncy the crown is. That would be nice. Yeah. I like the walking animation. Maybe it's because it's a completely detailed piece, so fully colored. Maybe that's why I like it, but yeah. It looks pretty nice. Okay, so let's get that. Let's say duplicate. This will be hurt. Hurt. Maybe the staff orb gives him life. I mean, it's a source of magic. Don't know about life. We could certainly reuse this animation. Let's say if he needs to revive some of his health. So that would be nice. We just have a bit of like a particle effect of particles flowing in him into him. So he can revive some of his health. It would be cool. Complex enemy to deal with. One of a pretty hefty list of generic enemies that can be met throughout the level. Even your stick figures look better than my end drawing. I hate you. I just want you to let you know that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, I wouldn't say that this is great, but I mean, I dabbled in animation when I was a kid, and I really liked the concept. And this was way before I got into game development. This was the golden days of Newgrounds, and yeah, Flash animation, Adobe Flash. This is where I was experimenting with it. So yeah, start now, and you'll basically get there. Well, I mean, if you want to make games by yourself, obviously. In this sense, see, this figure is a little bit bigger though. Like if I'm gonna move him side by side for comparison, he's actually quite a bit bigger. So I'm gonna have to scale him down a bit. went a little overboard. Stick figure animations theater. Because I was too down to draw myself. I see. Oh, don't be so hard on yourself. Okay. So, bam. Hurt animation. Let's do that. I'll just pick a white color, new layer. Let's say something like and this will be like here, and maybe you can use the staff to hold himself up. The eyeball, the flying eyeball, is a single frame animation for the hurt mode or hurt state. So I think a single frame might work out if I play it off well. Even if I do something like this. Maybe I think his body's a little too big again. Let's compare. No. Actually, that'll be just about right. Okay, so that's the single frame hurt. Once again, I'll come back to it later on, and I'll do the full animation with full color. For now, I switched to YouTube. My internet is broken on Twitch today. Yeah, a lot of people seem to be having that problem. You'd be surprised how often do I see people switching to YouTube instead of Twitch, because Twitch keeps doing the whole, you know, something went wrong or something's broken thing. Makes you wonder. Also, a fantastic example of why I'm not planning on switching to Twitch affiliate. You know, if Twitch is running poorly for you, you can switch to YouTube. If I'm a Twitch affiliate, I can't do that. I have to only stream on Twitch at once. Can't stream on any other platform. Bam. All right. So that's the hurt. What else? The blocking. I use the walking animation as a size reference since it's the most complete one. So we'll say block. Yeah, man, look at all these animations. Or look at all these states that I have to program in. Oh boy. Close this. Okay, so the blocking, I think, is going to be something like this. Very simple. In fact, wait a minute. I can actually use the other one. Is there an ability to flatten layers? Merge selected layers. Yes, so that's what I'm actually going to do. I might as well just reuse this right now. Awesome. Okay. This'll do. Whoops. Twitch is good for sometimes, but it lags or stops for no reason. I could let you stream on both platforms. Yeah, there you go. It's worth the work. Okay, so I'm actually gonna do something like this. And I'll go to the beneath layer. We'll go ahead and let's see. Oh, hey, nice. Just get rid of that. And let me take this. I'll take the staff. Okay, and I'll disable this. And maybe even pick this color. And this color. Get rid of that. And now that color, but in the meantime I'm gonna delete this. Cool. Reuse the frame. Nice. Okay. This would be the blocking animation. Or the blocking frame. I think this will work just fine. Alright. Awesome. Making good progress. Whoops. Oh, whoops. Let me make sure I switch to my Wi-Fi for data. Okay. This is the block animation or block frame. Nice. The only thing is I think the leg position could be switched up. Yeah, so this one would be the dark one. Come on now. Okay. You see, I need to merge the layers before I can do this. Okay, and this one will be the light one. Yeah. There we go. I want to see if I can make it very apparent, but I guess this actually works better. Okay. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Death. Death animation. So we have hurt. We have blocking. We just need the death animation. So for the death animation, what are we gonna do? Oh yeah, that's right. The thing with the crown. So we're gonna duplicate the walk, and this will be our death animation. Okay, so I think the head's the most important part here. New frame. Okay, we're gonna go white. And over here, I want to game dev too, but I'm too tired from work. Ugh, man. You know what helps me? If I'm too tired? A quick nap. But the only downside is it's very easy to just fall asleep and sleep throughout the entire night. If you're really tired, a quick nap will give you the energy to do some work. But it really depends on how late it is. So if you're talking about like 9-10 o'clock, then a nap's not gonna do much. I mean, it's gonna do much, but it's gonna fuck you up. I mean, you're gonna get the energy to do something if you get yourself to get up in about like an hour 30 minutes. But the problem is that for the next 5 or 6 hours, you're gonna be going. You're gonna be doing some work, which if you're doing that at 10 in the evening, if you're taking the nap at about 10, then it's gonna be like 4 in the morning, and that's never a good thing. I started working on the character backstories for this. Since this is a 4-player co-op game, all 4 characters that the 4 players can play as, they all have their own backstories. But the general idea here is that they're thrown down as sacrifices to the evil, to keep the evil fed and at bay, to keep the evil away from the village, and they're thrown down by this church, which in the medieval times, church was the ruling, right? So they're basically like an evil entity in this case, the church. So Battle Zeus, hello. So I started working on the backstories where we have characters, they have flaws, and they have a small story arc. I can't afford to make a huge story arc for these characters because this is a fairly small game. But basically, one of the characters was, let's see, his character flaw is that he has a profound hatred towards a certain set of thieving children. They tried to rob him, and he denied them his possessions. And these thieving children ended up setting his house on fire, his home on fire, which ended up killing his children, his let's say his kin, and his wife. And the wife died after a few months of suffering. So this is being told by the character in the game. So he has this profound hatred towards these kids, and what happens is that while he's battling, while he's going through the underground, he's battling the mini bosses, so to speak. There's a boss called Lord Crow, and he is the gatekeeper from the graveyard into the castle. So he ends up presenting the very children who have set this main protagonist's house on fire and basically murdering his family. And he tells them, these are the people who have ruined your life, and you know, they're tied up and right in front of you, and they're ready to have their throats slit. And this is where the character has that character change, where he instead of doing that, instead of giving in to his hatred, he finds forgiveness in his heart. And this is how his character evolves from that flaw, and this is how it evolves into becoming a complete character, right? I have to do it very quickly. I don't have a lot of time, like in the playthrough, in the total time for the game. I don't have a lot of time to do like huge, prolonged, multi-stage character evolution, so I have to kind of do it in steps, or I have to do it in what little time I have available. And that's one of the 4 characters. 4. That's one of the 4 characters. The second one is he is a member of the Royal Guard, who absolutely despises the poor and the unfortunate. So he thinks they're the waste of society. This is his major character flaw. And what happens is that during the first mini boss battle, he discovers this is the Lord Babyface. He will look exactly what it sounds like. So the main flaw in this guy turns out, or it kind of turns against him. It basically, what happens there is that he sees this room, the battle room for Babyface, and he sees all the warriors who have been there, who have tried to battle him, who have lost, and he basically finds himself in the same shoes as the peasants and the unfortunate, that he himself despised. So by struggling and by fighting Babyface, he defeats him, and he finds himself to be the strong one who was able to defeat and being put in the same shoes as the same people he despised. He basically learns compassion, and he learns that he, as a strong one, should be protecting the weak. I'm not going to be doing that with flashbacks. No, it's actually going to be done via character dialogue during the adventure. Come on. What did I just do? Okay, here we go. Yeah, so it's going to be done via the character discussions and dialogues. You can do it with flashbacks maybe, then you have time. Flashbacks would kind of... I don't know, flashbacks are appropriate for certain styles of narratives. In my case, it's kind of... it better be done in with dialogues for two reasons. First, it doesn't take you out of the game, and I do have ambient levels where there is no battle. It's kind of like a transition level between major zones or major levels, major areas. And two, making it the flashbacks will end up having me create a whole lot of assets, like the town assets, the the citizens, and I have to program all that stuff only to be used for flashbacks, which does not make a lot of sense. Like if I'm only using it in flashbacks, that's a lot of work to only make those assets for flashbacks. It could be done maybe via a comic book, but once again, that will take you out from the current experience. So it doesn't really facilitate the need to make separate visuals for that. It can be conveyed via the dialogues. I mean, these characters are going to be openly flawed. They're actually going to talk to each other like, oh, don't talk to me about that stuff. These people are scum. They deserve to be to be slain and whatnot. So they're not going to be like secretly evil, or they're not going to be secretly flawed. They're openly flawed. Yeah, there's flashbacks work well for certain areas. Let's see. The third character would be an orphan who was raised by the gypsies, and he was effectively, his name is the Romani word for the word mule. So he doesn't have an actual name. He was just used for stealing, for thieving. He was trained to be a thief. And his story is that he has no attachment to the world. He has no sense of kinship, and he has no sense of purpose. Let's see. I have this. What was his thing? Characters. Alright, so his name is Qatar, which is basically a Roman word for mule. Okay, so since he was used as a young child by the gypsies to steal, and he was never treated as family. He was treated as, part of this gang, or part of the gypsy stealing culture. His main thing comes down to when he's fighting the Lord Keeper, who is the groundskeeper of the castle. The castle is the final stage before you face the Reapers. And the Keeper uses mutilated children as warriors, like these zombified children as warriors, which kind of resonates on Qatar's level, because he was used as a child. He was used as a tool. So when fighting him, he basically finds his purpose. He finds that he's going to be his purpose in this world is going to be to make the world better for the young, and to make sure that the young are never used in the way he was used. And the last character, his resolution only comes after the battle with the Reapers. So the main twist of the game, or the main twist of the story, is that Reapers, they're not like demons or devils. They're actually they're people. They're reincarnations of people who have been passing down the sort of contract, so to speak. It's a contract of power, and it goes back to the origination of the Reapers, where the Reapers came to be when they have traded their souls for this immense power. But when they traded their souls, they not only traded their souls, they also traded their kinship and their families. But they didn't know that. They were basically tricked by the devil to sell their souls instead of to not only sell their souls but sell all their possessions for this incredible power. So what they had to do is they had to take on when the evil sent by, the devil, went to collect their dues. They've used the same power that they've gotten in order to battle that evil. So it became this reoccurring event where the evil gets accumulated and the evil escapes the underworld, or the underground, and it attacks the village, and that's when the Reapers have to keep the evil in check. So that same power that they got ended up only being useful to battle the same evil that they traded their power for. And in order to keep the cycle going, since their lifespan was halved effectively, in order to keep the cycle going, they had to pass this power down to following generations. So they had to find replacements every 50 or whatnot years, according to the lore. They have to find suitable warriors who were to take on this power and continue the fight, and that's where the sacrificial ritual came to be, where the villagers were sacrificing people under the false impression that by doing that they feed the evil and the evil stays away. But in reality, what was happening is that it was basically kind of like a survival of the fittest, where the fittest would pass the trials, and they would become the next reincarnations of Reapers to keep the evil away. So by the end of the final battle with the Reapers, the main characters have all gone through this character transformation, and they're basically ready to take on this. They're ready to take on this responsibility to continue keeping the evil at bay. This is basically the entire story. And the last character, his story is that he was unable to provide for his family in that particular age, and he refused to give his paralyzed son, or his sick son, to the church for the execution or purge, like the purge, or what are they called? The exorcist, not execution, the exorcism or something like that. But since he was just sick, he wasn't, possessed by the devil, but the church doesn't care. The church sees that the son is kind of ill, not like flu or cold ill. I mean, he's not right in the head. They say that he's possessed by the devil, which was actually more or less canonically true, according to historical, the historical documents we've studied in school. So, way before medicine became prominent, like sick people, like people with autism, people with mental conditions, were actually considered to be possessed by the devil. So the father knew that that's not the case, because, well, it's his son, it's his job not to think of that. So he refused to give his son to the church so they could execute him, and they ended up choosing him for the sacrifice, right? And all the other characters, they have their reasons as well. For example, the character who had his house burned down, set on fire, and his family destroyed, his life, or he refused to. He was running an orphanage, and he refused to teach the scriptures in an orphanarium. So that's why the church deemed him to be a heretic, and they have chosen him for sacrifice. The thief, I think he was just thrown in because he was a thief. Let's see. Game script. Flaws. Yeah, so the knight, the one who looks down on peasants and the unfortunate, he refused to pay taxes to the church because he believes the church to be useless. So he was thrown there. And so the Qatar, who's the thief, who was raised by the gypsies, he was thrown in because, well, he was a thief, so he was accused of that. There's one more character in the entire game besides those, and that would be the pastor somebody. What's his face? Pastor Barnady Volpe. And he is basically one of the 5 sacrifices of the previous generation. So the people who are now Reapers, residing in the castle, waiting for their replacements, they're the 4 people. But the 5th one, there was a 5th sacrifice. He's the pastor who guides the next sacrifices through and guides them through the trials and tests their might and tests their will. And he's the one who concocts this story that nobody has ever beaten these these servants of the Reapers, which are the mini bosses in each of the level. And he basically makes the players, or the current protagonists, believe that they are destined to defeat the Reapers and purge the evil from the world. But he doesn't tell them that they're supposed to replace them. He says they're supposed to defeat them to get rid of the evil. And in reality, the very last thing that this priest does is stabs himself so that he can awaken the dormant Reapers who are awaiting for their replacement. Because they're weak and frail and they need to stay alive in order to pass on the contract. So he basically lies to the protagonists to make them believe that they're some sort of heroes, that they're meant to defeat the thing. You spoiled the whole story. I mean, you're watching the development videos, right? So, these are the development videos. So they're kind of, spoilers are kind of a part of this, right? Oh man. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, yeah, these are the development videos for these games, so it's only natural that I'll talk about the story and talk about everything. Okay, so this is the death animation. Now, we're gonna go ahead and do something like... We'll do this, then the next frame would be only... Whoops. Uh-oh. Come on. Copy. There we go. And then the frame after that will be somewhere around here. Okay. No need to buy a game anymore. I know what's gonna happen. Yep. Okay. I have a lot of game scripts. A lot of game scripts, which to me means the potential for a lot of game development courses. Okay. You can buy for someone else. Yeah, that could be true. I mean, you don't, to be honest, in this game, the story is not the only selling point. It's the challenge, the battle mechanics, right? That's kind of one of the main things. Okay, so how about we'll do something like this. I have a lot of ideas, but not the skill to produce it. Yeah, you know, unfortunately, either gotta get rich so you can hire the help, or you gotta learn how to do this yourself. Or not get rich, sorry. You gotta learn how to pitch your game, and you gotta learn how to do the business side. Right? So either you learn the business or the production side. Ah man, this bandy look to it's not too good. Actually, not even that. There's not enough space in this frame to facilitate. Let me actually resize the frames a bit. So we'll go that way. Width will be 96. That way. So we need a little bit of extra space here if we want to facilitate. So this oof. What's with the what's with that? You know what? Maybe the ball can also break on impact. The little crystal ball. Bam. And smash. Okay, so as far as the actual animation, or the actual disappearing animation, we can probably do something like this. Okay, a little bit more detailed. Alright, so if we go here, copy paste. Whoops. Erasing the wrong animation. This is the one. Maybe I see you later. Have fun. Thanks for streaming. All right. Thanks for the company. Here we go. And then we can do something like that, and the staff. You know, actually this one I think should start here. A little bit earlier. Nice. I'm actually wondering what it would be like to maybe try to make the crown spin a little bit. So we'll go here. Copy, paste. Okay, we might do something like this. Will the crown stay on the spot after he dies? Well, yeah, it's basically like this. Spins and yeah. Okay, that is actually where it's supposed to be. Yeah, there, and then nothing else. I can't get away with just 2 frames. I mean, after you leave the room and then return. Oh, no. The frame... Oh, the crown's gonna get despawned, so it's gonna disappear. Okay, these 2 frames are both the same. Okay, so this... Weezik, or I think that's how you spell your name. While Weelsek. It's my never-ending quest at butchering people's usernames is going smoothly. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. How's everything? Okay, this seems to be very proportional, actually. No, there's a rogue frame. Nice. All right. You know what? This second particle just kind of screws things up for us. Is that a skeleton? Not quite. I'm currently working on just the silhouette, so I'm not really concentrating too much on color. This is just a copy from one of the previous animations for this character. But as you can see, a lot of the stuff is just kind of keyframes and silhouettes. The only thing that does have a color workup is the walking cycle, so I'm kind of using that as a basis for all the other stuff. This blocking stance is just a single frame that I kind of redrew from one of these walk cycle frames. Yeah, the rest is just blank frames, that's why it's kind of white. But he will turn into a skeleton. You know, when he dies. This is basically what's happening to his skull, at least. Right? I'm not really worrying about color right now. That's not my main concern. Not for the moment, at least. I'm just kind of making the keyframe animation. And once I program in, you know, the major stuff, I'll go back and I'll redo the animations. These are kind of placeholders right now. Okay, so this is the death animation. Yep. I understand. Looks good. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yep. Okay, here we go. So these are the lineups of all the sprites for this one character. This one particular character. So yeah, that's a lot to do, man. A scary amount to do. Too much to do. And of course, after I add a visual asset, here we go. It's supposed to be a 4-player co-op game. So all of this stuff you'll be doing with your buddies. Okay, let me get out of here. You know, I can't wait to add the lighting to this, actually. I think the lighting would be pretty cool. Having the lantern slightly illuminate the surrounding areas. Oh, great. We're back here again. Uh-oh. Ooh, I just opened up both of those doors. And I found a glitch. Uh-oh. Wait, where's the door here? Yep. Fun stuff. Oh, there's the door. I think the flintlock pistol animation is gonna look amazing. At least with the way I'm imagining it. Okay, we can't get through here. God damn it. You're really good at GameMaker. Started with GameMaker 1.4. I have started a lot of games. I haven't necessarily finished them all. Uh-oh. But I have started a lot of games. Okay, as you can see, this is precisely why I didn't want to make corner doors. As you can see, if I go here, it opened both of those doors up. So, but that's because I still have my legacy code, my old code. My old code running. So that's why it's kind of messed up. But I am gonna have a separate key prompt for each one of those doors. Let's see. Wheelsec? I think Wheelsec. This particular game, I'm actually recording every single development stage. So from artwork to animation to programming to music. So the entire production video, the entire production process will become available. All of these live streams will become available on my platform once once I'm done with the game. Oof. Okay, I should be able to make yeah, I definitely need the ability to break these things, because my passage is now blocked. So that's not good. That's not good at all. Okay, have I finished this enemy? Are they going to be edited? Yes, there's going to be two versions. There's going to be the raw live streams, so these are the ones that you're watching right now, but most of them are not going to be, well, first of all, most of them have been kind of taken down because I had radio music playing in the background, which is why I'm recording dual channels. So one channel is only recording my voice, the second channel is recording voice and music. So once it's time to put it on my platform, I'll only use the channel without the music. And yeah, so there'll be no music in those live streams, but those live streams will be fully available there. And second is, what I'm gonna have also is an edited version where I'm gonna go through all the code in the entire game, and I'm gonna explain what every single line of code does, and why I programmed it that way. So yeah, same, and that basically pertains to every single part of this production of this game. So music, also sound effects, programming, concept art, animation is what we're doing here. Yeah, lots of cool stuff. So we got the brute. Yes, we have the death animation, which actually turned out pretty nice. I like it. Okay. Now, with the Warlock, we also have the Hostile Ghoul, which is it looks very similar to the Warlock, just no staff, a single dagger, or just some stabby weapon. That's all there is to them. But these Hostile Ghouls are going to be spawned or revived by the Warlock. So the Warlock can actually either revive dead ones or spawn new ones. Let's see. Spawn, swipe, attack, backwards, dash, walk. We don't really need like a running animation for these guys. Death, hurt, close combat, defense, and blocking. Yeah, even more stuff that needs to be animated. Yeah, the Warlock and the Ghoul are closely interconnected. Let's see, so if I go and create a new group, so this will be a hostile ghoul, SPR enemy, H ghoul, swipe. Okay. Let's make sure his arm is not too... You know what? That doesn't actually read very well. So how about for this guy? We'll have it like this. So start frame. Let's actually do like a... and frame. As a matter of fact, this should go over there. This arm. Okay, we'll move the body a bit forward. There we go. I should try and animate it in a way that wouldn't require me too many of these in between frames. And I think the key to that is animating at a slower frame rate. So we'll do that, and we'll also make a slightly slowing frame where the motion slows down, cools down. It's kind of like a thief. Okay, it doesn't read very well right now. This little flash, knife flash, but as soon as I use a different color for the flash or for the knife, then the body, I'm sure it's gonna read a lot better. Yeah, let's not do that. Okay, one more frame. And we'll do a back swipe. As a matter of fact, with the back swipe, I think we need to change the direction of our body. The feet should, however, stay in the ground. Okay, so it's left away, right holds the knife. So if we do this, then this needs to be like that. And that needs to be there. And that would make a bunch of sense. And then we'll go here. We could probably do that. Mm-hmm. Maybe. Maybe. Hey, looks like I just reached 100 followers. I'm guessing that Weaselk is one of them. He's the one who's breached the gap. Alrighty. Okay, this will do for the temporary animation, so that's good. Next up, let's see, so we have the swipe attack. That's still good. Backwards dash would be good. But let's do the block animation right now. Duplicate. Now the block animation is gonna be something like this, and that's about it. Just holding down the knife in a blocking stance. Nothing too complicated, don't need anything too fancy. Maybe we can do just a tiny bit of like a momentum thing. Right. Maybe. We'll see how it works out. Walking. Okay, so let's have him flip the knife for the walk. And we'll have to do like how come you did not upgrade to Windows 10 when it was free? To be honest, no point. Windows 10 doesn't offer anything new to me. If anything, it only just eats up more resources, which are a finite resource on the computer. Eats up more memory, eats up more hard drive space, eats up more processing power, offers virtually nothing that justifies me upgrading to it. Right? So, yeah. Okay, so that's that. Actually, we should be able to just do this. We'll do and then copy paste. So this is that frame. This is this frame. Okay. There we go. It's the frame between this and that. That I need. Okay, so stomp down. Okay. So stump, that goes down. That stays down this frame. Okay. You see, we only have 4 frames here. 4 frames of animation. Stomp. And then this could go down. Okay, so this is where I can copy this, paste it in here. Okay, this would go back. This shifty eye looking shuffling animation. Okay, so we have stomp, stomp, down. Okay, this has to still be down. And preferably before that goes up. Oh, Jesus. Oh boy. He looks so shifty. I swear to God. It's like a blocking animation. That's the previous one, so let's get rid of these. And then the swipe. Not bad. We could work with this. Yeah, that was Weasel who followed me on Twitch. He is my 100th follower. Awesome. I might have to make a couple more frames for this guy as well. What was this? Enemy what? Enemy idle. Yeah, I'd have to make some sort of an idle animation too. 2-3 frames, nothing major. Okay. Here's what I want to do. Home Dust is not following me on Twitch. I did not even notice. I'm sorry. Ah, boy. Okay, so we've got the swipe, we've got the walk, we've got the talk, we've got oh man. You know, turning this from a walking animation to a running animation, it would be as straightforward as just moving the legs backwards. Obviously I can't just move them, I'd have to reanimate them, but the rule is when you're running, you're pushing your body weight forward. It's a little shifty eye looking. What else? What else do we need? So we have the walk, block, and swipe attack. The backwards dash, I think we can reuse the blocking animation. It would technically be the same thing. It's just like just sliding backwards with the blocking animation. So I think we can do that. Let's see. So much. Backwards, that's the backwards dash. So reuse blocking frames. We can go back and at any time we can go ahead and make revisions, make things better. Let's see. Death, hurt, close combat. Close combat defense. I mean, we could probably reuse the swiping animation for the close combat defense. As long as we can pass it off in a slightly different manner. Let's see. How would we pass it over in a slightly different manner? Good question. I need some tea. I need some hot tea, no sugar, something super bitter. Super Beta. Also, I have been streaming for 2.5 hours, so maybe it's a good time to take a break. I'll take a break, 30-45 minutes. We'll do another stream, but after that, I have to do tutoring, so we're probably gonna continue in the evening. Let's see. Yeah, so somewhere around 9 o'clock, maybe for a couple of hours. I'm gonna have a time slot to do some work there. All right. Okay. We'll continue this in a little bit. Thanks everybody for dropping by.